Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the Vault. Trust Christian own, nothing control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. This is the Vault, episode 575. So it's a great episode. Tons of content on the internet, on the YouTube. This is episode 575, announcing the August 24th Trustee Training. Feel free to hit the like and the subscribe. Definitely going to be doing more episodes. We actually have special guests that are going to be there. Of course, we have speakers coming. It's not just always Trust Christian's voice. We have private teams that work with families and people that come to the vault. So this is definitely going to be a great event. This is going to be asset protection and estate planning workshop. A lot of trustees are looking forward to this event, so we definitely wanted to do this one. It's been a while where people have, you know, wanted to come to another event. We're doing it in person. It's not going to be a walk in. You can't walk in. Even on the screen right now, it may say 14 tickets left. Just to let you all know, there's actually less than 12 as of 6/19. So people are grabbing them because there's a need, and we actually have quite a few trustees that are families in the room already, so that's how that looks. Definitely excited about this event. uh, what is this, one family member, one board member outside yourself, so $100 ticket. That's how that goes. Some people, they always ask, well, Trust Christian Vote, can I make sure that we do something in gold and silver? Of course. Then you got people talking that crypto BS that we've heard for years. Oh, we made money, we made money. That's like saying Warren Buffett made money and his money's tied up in the stock market. We're not sitting here saying that he doesn't make money, but most people don't make money on the dividends of the stock because they don't have enough to live off the dividends. So when they talk about, oh, I'm going to go buy a stock or I'm going to go buy this holding, this asset, they're not liquidating it because as soon as they want to liquidate the asset, they don't have the asset anymore. So it's very interesting to see the marketplace where people talk about these things as being assets, or they keep calling them digital assets, as if digital assets are almost more valuable than tangible assets. And so we've heard this ping pong back and forth for the past, since the years of this digital information, digital stuff that's going on in products, asset base. And that's why these asset protection estate planning workshops are so important. That's why we continue to rock with them and continue to work with them, and that's pretty much because our trustees that have gone through the program. As you all can see, this is a 22 people event. We already have trustees that are, whether they're currently enrolled or they said okay, they've confirmed being there. So we are planning on having other speakers in the room. So just want to give everybody a heads up about that. You all know pretty much what we're going to be talking about. The traditional estate basics. Everybody says, "Oh, I want to be in an estate. I got a family estate." You're right. Most of us have a family estate. Most people are not operating capacity of a trustee of their family estate, eh? Are they? Are they operating as a trustee of their family estate? So, August 24th, 9 a.m., preserving and protecting your assets. How are people going to advance from one generation to the next if they're not able to preserve and protect their assets? This is a conversation. Do you have to pay to have that conversation? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a continuing education program. We actually have some accounting professionals reach out to us this time early already. And it's not like we don't always, but just in general, just to give you an idea of the individuals that want to be in the room, the individuals that are willing to get in the room, and that's how that works. And sure, because when we have our enrolled agent in the room, then it's a conversation to other accountants in the room. Ensure privacy in business. This is one of those ones where we saw recently this whole, oh, the government, they're sniffing out beneficiaries of the corporations, right? Is it you? So we ensure privacy, trust Christian, know not to control everything. Defer estate plan, estate tax liability. See, these are, but a lot of people say, oh, they want to do those type of things. Okay, well, Are you in the position of trust, Christian, hold nothing, control everything? Enhance asset and income uh, probabilities. And so a lot of people have challenges on figuring out what's a good asset or not. Ladies and gentlemen, we've sat around people for years with this crypto stuff. They went in, they said they started making money, and then somehow it stopped making money. Oh no, don't point out that asset class, just Christian. Well, isn't the whole hoopla around going into real estate or going into crypto? Or which asset is it? Is it going into the consistent stock market of the private banking policies that have performed over 8 to 10% for the past 10, 20 years? Plus, 30 years plus, 40 years plus? When you start getting the assets that have been around for 200 years, 300 years, they've already performed. They're not new. And there's nothing wrong with new, but what's wrong with old? Old money's still good money, right? All right. Um, Ensuring personal privacy is one of the things we want to cover, is because a lot of people say, oh, there's no such thing, trust Christian involved. We need you to talk to us about it. Please share the truth about it. Please share with us what you know about, the personal privacy and things of that nature. Protect retirement savings. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those things where I have people say, "Oh, really? Do I need to protect my retirement?" When you start working, that's all you got. And it's called wealth preservation, so we don't have it eroded. We do have to protect retirement savings specifically. People are saying, "Oh, I got in this retirement vehicle. I got in that retirement vehicle." Here we go. For all the ones with the 401ks, for the IRAs, because it's a deferral. Well, okay. If it's a deferral, are the taxes going to be higher in the future than they are now? Does it make a difference if you can defer it? If the taxes are going to be higher in the future? And in all actuality, inflation is added into that. So there's other calculations that are into the money system that require protection. Isolate assets from litigation and liens. Well, most people are in a position of ownership, which means they're in a position of liability. And when they're in a position of liability, they're in a position of handling default. Whether you want to go and say, did he literally say default or handling the fault? And we don't want to cross over those two, but still definitely if a person's liable, they're in a position of default. And if they are in a position of default, a lot of people say, oh well, how do you deal with those things? That's why we focus on how do you avoid probate and estate things, because even in those situations, you're having to pay fees. Create a legacy for future generations. This is what this workshop's about right here, baby. A lot of people ask the question, oh man, should I come? And we tell them, look, if you want to come, it's great. We will look forward to seeing you. There are trustees that are in the program that they much rather be catered to. So that means there's a higher level of knowledge that's going to go on that day. Very high level, in-depth level of questions. You're definitely going to get 4 hours of training plus. And then you're going to get, we want to introduce high levels of Q&A, previous levels of Q&A, and we're going to continuously diagnose the needs of the actual room. So that's why we have a controlled environment of a specific number of trustees. So this is definitely going to be a good one for the trustees that are going to be in the room, because the focus is going to be on their specific needs. It's a specific class. Uh, Bunch of people in what is that in Atlanta already. A bunch of trustees for years. We've had workshops there for years. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely going to, once again, the tickets, we almost expect them to all be gone by the end of the month of June. So that just means July and August, just kind of working with those trustees that have already enrolled pretty much. Definitely going to take this as a level of enrollment just by wanting to even go to the actual workshop. If you're new, and then trustees that are already in the program, they just schedule their weekly consultations. So definitely you guys can look at the screen or feel free to reach out anyway. Christian at trustchristian.com is the email as well. But yeah, definitely. This is one of those ones where we're definitely going to, people say, oh, is it the traditional? Or some people are fairly new, so they don't even have a foundation. And so that's what we're definitely going to make it a point to be talking about and delving into, and really tailoring it to the families and individuals that are, people, quote unquote, not individuals, but people that are in the room, and things of that nature. So this is definitely going to be a great one. Estate planning, when we talk about that, how many people we were thinking about the other day? We were thinking about really how your family has to protect your name, image, and likeness. And because we're in the internet era, there has been a level of theft of name, image, and likeness, and we already see that there's a need for theft of name, image, and likeness. We could almost say this lends into very powerful things, ladies and gentlemen, when you talk about being able to stop things and facilitate certain things. When you guys are able to control your family narrative, what is your family narrative? We get family trustees come through, we get trustees come through. People say, oh, trust Christian in a vote. Most foundations, most charities don't hold more than $1 million in them, right? Were people entrepreneurs or were they employees? Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about private trusteeship, we're talking about definitely business ownership. It is exercising your skills, talents, and abilities. There are many people that leave these, what do you call it, these professions, quote unquote, um, they just leave various professions. They become what's called a multi-business operator. Sometimes they try to turn this new term into a serial entrepreneur where they have multiple businesses. And there are entrepreneurs, operators that can operate multiple businesses at the same time successfully, have employees in multiple businesses successfully, and manage both businesses or multiple businesses at the same time successfully. Successfully. Successfully means that they're operating with or without them. That's the business. It's independent of them. How you gonna manage 10 businesses in one day? Some people would say what Richard Branson does is almost impossible. He's making it look more and more impossible, but he started from nothing. No one wants to hear that. Oh, he started from nothing. Okay, he started from nothing. So this is what we focus on at the workshops, as well as associating with people that have, everybody says, like-minded people and things of that nature. Really just want to make sure that we have the best talent in the room for our trustees at this point. So trustees just know, whether we lock in all right away or whatever that happens, just know Trust Christian and Vault is going out, going to find talent in Atlanta that is going to be able to do, a 30-minute talk on, whether they're specific in real estate. And we're talking about from the private sector. We're talking about $1 million plus net worth, traditionally $10 million plus net worth. And they have businesses and they're willing to come and talk. Now, this is not like an easy pull off here, promise you, but we definitely can pull off doing our best to even get, multiple generation trustees to come in a room and talk about how to get multiple generations to work together, and not just have families, work together, but have an actual conversation with someone that can say, this is what we talk about, this is what we do. You can actually reach out to me later on, because you guys have the relationship with Trust Christian and Vault. That's what we're talking about. But that's not for everybody. When they say, "Oh, trust Christian for my paying for education," it's like a relationship too. When you're able to get those private relationships that are not in the public and don't care to advertise because they're already solidified privately. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. Feel free to type into the chat where you listen in live or listen to replay from. I'm just announcing on this particular episode the workshop that we have coming up in Atlanta on August 24th. This is definitely going to be a great one for sure. Just with basic, not just basic, but the covering the basics for sure. And then as we move into getting more and more of the feel of the temperature of the room right now, we already when you say half the room is always trustees that are currently enrolled, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, it's a reason. It's a reason. And the reason is because they really need to get out the house and be in a room with other trustees. So whether you guys know it or not, ladies and gentlemen, know it or not, the trustees that are traditionally coming to the events have businesses. Um, families are coming with multiple generations. Uh, it just that's how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely going to be a packed room. Um, we have the location. We actually are getting a new flyer made right now for the actual workshop. So if you see 14 seats on the screen, it's actually 12 now as of June 19th. And it is what it is. Once we go to 0 seats, we'll just come on here and be able to talk a lot more about various different things and on the podcast and get back to that instead of just having to talk about this and talk about the workshop and things of that nature. We've been doing these for a while now, and the focus has been to really work with families and multiple generations, help them put those standard operating procedures in place, help them improve the communications, create resources and relationships. So we're definitely throwing the kitchen sink and at the trustees, and this is one of those ones that if it happens in one day where it gets full, or 2 days, or however long, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just go into the October 5th. We'll just tell you about October 5th. You guys want to put that on your calendar, that's great. But right now, the focus is on August 24th. Oh, wow. We put 24th 2 times. That was interesting. Ah, okay. Well, either way, we'll fix that at one point in the episode. Uh, but appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Trust Christian in the Vault. Definitely, look forward to seeing you at the workshop. If you want to come back, it's been a while. Ticket price still going to be the same right now because we're actually letting someone bring their additional partner, and that's tough because that once again fills out the room really fast. Like, oh wow, what happened? And it just comes down to the fact that we're not just talking about, ladies and gentlemen, what is that? We're not just talking about like somebody bringing one board member. We have families that are willing to actually pay to have multiple board members in the room at the same time. So it fills up that way. They're willing to do that, and we let them do that. And we're cool about that. We're happy about that. We're thankful for that. And so, yeah, we just want to let you all know that, this is one of those formal shout outs and announcements that this particular episode is going to come down to who gets in and who's at the workshop, and then we'll move on to getting back to traditional public lessons. We're doing our best to actually prepare something for July, the July 1st weekend for you all for the public trustee training. And outside of that, the next training will be once again the beginning of July, and then we'll do the August one, and then we'll go into that workshop. So this will be really exciting summer this year. How many more years can you go without making sure things are in place? How many more years? Way too many years have gone by. And is interesting. Is it the price point that separates the cost of barrier to entry into trusteeship? Right now, definitely not. Right now, we see the marketplace just focused on cash flow, And ladies and gentlemen, we're easily going to get back into our lessons. Cash flow is not only king, but there's other things. And we're not just trying to speak ambiguously. We're literally saying, people say, oh, cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. What happens when cash flow slows down? So, what other asset bases do we have? And we do have other asset based metrics, and we're going to talk about those at the workshop. What's your asset protection? Asset protection means, do you have more than one asset? Oh, I got assets. Do you have more than one asset? Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listening to replay. Christian at trustchristian.com. Feel free to reach out. Definitely look forward to it. We getting emails literally as we speak. And we just want to let y'all know we look forward to seeing you all at the workshop. Look forward to having you, hosting you all and working with people. It's interesting that, we're literally here already in June now. We're going to just sell out the tickets as we usually do. It was a 20 people plus event. We're thankful. We're excited. Look forward to seeing you all there.